All right, go ahead. We're
But
talking about
Oprah
my
and
vote
shit.
don't count.
Yeah, we was talking about Oprah. My vote don't count. That's what the conversation was on Oprah the first time. The second time in 2022 when we spoke with Oprah, it was following. I had a couple screenings for a documentary that I'm about to release, and we talked to Oprah about that too. But just really the whole premise is just like, what do you say to, people who not interested in voting and shit like that. So yeah. So that was like the gateway to speak with Oprah, but then the conversation was more around civic engagement.
Now, what made
Yeah.
you want to make that song?
Yeah, so my cousin was running for Congress in Ohio, and she was telling me that I should probably make a song about the importance of voting because, it would be nice to get, the youth to come out and vote and stuff. And, I was just like, I didn't know shit about voting. So I'm like, cuz, with all due respect, I love you, what I'm saying? I support what you got going on, but I'm not into no politics, no political shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, well, why don't you feel like your vote count? And I told her, like, I voted for Obama, you know what I'm saying, when I first got a chance to vote, and I felt like nothing changed for my life, you know what I'm saying? At that time, I was still broke. I was sleeping on the floor, you know what I'm saying? It was harsh conditions, so I'm like, that don't even matter. And then she was like, well, what's some things that you would like to see change? And I started to list all of the stuff from the top, you know what I mean, to, the roads, the, child support laws, all type of shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, and the government don't care. And she was like, well, she was like, if you want the roads to get fixed, it's an infrastructure bill or a transportation bill that can be passed through the city council. And, you know what I mean? Then she was naming all these different parts of the government that I didn't even know. And then she was explaining to me how not insignificant the president is, but how insignificant the president is to our everyday problems. You know what I mean? And she was like getting me hip to all of these different people in government, and some of them are so local to the point where you could be in like Walmart and walk right past them and they got like your life in their hands. And once I started to understand that she was explaining it to me, I'm like, damn, cuz, you mean to tell me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it got to a point where I was like, so you mean to tell me the only reason why this is like this and that is like that is just because we not voting? She was like, exactly. She was like, that's why, politicians try to go so hard to get the youth engaged. She was like, but, we don't even know how to talk to them because politicians and like, the youth, it's two different languages, you know what I mean? And I think once I understood that, I was like, I got passionate about it because I was like, oh shit, like you telling me that my community could be significantly changed only just by us showing up to the polls. And that shit was crazy to me. It's still crazy to me. That's why I really have a passion for it now, because at one point it was like, something that I was so against, and now I understand, like, no, literally everything, you know what I'm saying? And it's not just about economics, because people could be like, all right, well, I don't give a fuck about voting, let me get my money how I get it. But then it's like, all right, well, you go to you get a traffic ticket and then it turned into this, and now you doing jail time for this, like, or you getting like discrimination and police brutality. All this shit is like down to individual laws and shit like that that can be changed. And it's like, oh shit, so this is not just about money. And when I realized that, it's like, oh nah, I gotta make people aware. You know what I
That's
mean?
interesting. And I think what I do really appreciate with not only that song, but also
Yeah.
you as an artist in general, I do like the fact that, which I think it's very difficult when it comes to doing this in any kind of, whether it's entertainment, music,
Yeah.
is not overselling your perspective or your side and
Yeah.
just wanting the facts to be known. Right.
Absolutely.
And I
Yeah.
think you do a really good job of like, hey, I'm not over here to tell you who to vote for or
Yeah.
what to do. I'm
Exactly.
just telling you, make your decisions. And if you vote, that vote is going to count.
Yeah, I think the message would get lost in translation if I was to stand behind a specific political party or a specific candidate. I think that's when it even gets like the waters get real murky. Like, well, what is he really here for? Is this like a cash grab? Is this, you know what I mean? Like, or is he, And then some people, like, they want taxes to be lower. Some people would prefer taxes to be higher for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? Or higher for the rich and lower for the poor, and reverse. So I'm not here to push none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just like, show up and let your voice be heard. You know what I mean? That's it.